What's going on, guys? This is Straw Hat Mustachio, and I'm going to show you my winning deck profile from locals with red, purple Luffy. We got this nice winner kid card here. Very nice. Let's get right into it. So right away, the only one drop of the deck, the only one that you need is Nami. You got 4 of these, 1k counter if you need it. Sometimes you swing with her, and actually a lot of my games I swung with her. She's really good for searching out like a lot of the core cards you need to win and a lot of counters just to stay alive. Next, speaking of the counters, we got 4 Usahachi. This guy's nothing but a 2k. Very, very slim situations you'll actually be using his ability. Normally he's just a 2k. Next, right? We got 4 of Zoro. This card's crazy in this deck, right? You're always at 3 life anyway. So he's always just ramping you a Dawn, like instantly slamming it down, going second. Sometimes Sakazuki clears it though, but you know, whatever. Then another 4 of, we got Jean Bart. Fantastic to ramp with on turn 3. Just get you on like a nice curve. We get you on that 6 Dawn curve if you went first. Just a good body too, you know, I'm not going to complain about a 5k. And 1k counter is also pretty good. Next, 4 of the blocker law. I only have 2. I had to borrow some from my friend Nathan. Shout out to Nathan. Incredibly good card. Like every single game I played yesterday, I went 4-0. He came up every single game. He ripped out so many important cards. Good blocker body. Sometimes I would just save him just to swing for game at the end with a 5k body. Very nice. Another 2k counter for Frenosuke. Again, searchable by Nami. If I need to play a rush character, he's there. He's very bad at it, but I mean, it's better to have something than nothing, right? Then we got ourselves 3 rush Luffy. Honestly, I saw this card too much. I'm thinking of cutting it down to 2, but the situations you need him, he's like game determinative. Like playing a rush like that to get through a blocker that's a 6k is really useful. No counter on him, which hurts, but isn't the worst thing in the world. Then we got 4 of another incredible card, Queen. Just amazing. Like I played him in like every single game. Blocker, 6k, 1k counter, draws you 2 cards. Like how are you going to complain about any of that? Just incredible. Then we got 2 of the 7-drop Kid. He came up in a lot of games. There were a couple games I had where 2 of them were on the board. I just stuck 2, and making your leader an 8k every turn is pretty damn good. Even if Sakazuki clears him, it's still worth it to play him because he makes your leader a 7k for that turn, which just makes it harder for Sakazuki to swing anyway. But it also makes it just so that he wastes resources, and then you could play like a Whitebeard or something on your next turn and have him more likely to stick. So it's just really good. Speaking of Whitebeard, here he is. 4 of them. I mean, he's crazy. He was limited for a reason. Giving your leader plus 2k when you're already a 6k lead makes it so hard for a lot of other decks to swing at you. And just the threat of having a 12k body on board, or a 10k body, sorry, that can just clear like smaller blockers or anything like that is incredible. Like super valuable. Then my favorite card of the deck, the card that won me so many different games, we got 3 Gear 5 Luffy. This card, when you play him, you feel like you just won the game, buddy. It feels like it's a wrap. Incredible. Like just dropping a 10 drop. Like there were so many games where I dropped this when my opponent had like 6 Dawn or like 7 Dawn. And it's like having a fight against a 12k that early, and then I start re-ramping my Dawn with his effect, and I take an extra turn and I'm swinging heavy. So many games he won, and so many were like just revolved around him once he hit the field. Incredible card. Then we get to some of the events. We got 2 Jet Gatling, a 3k boost. Again, you're a 6k leader, so having for them to invest that many resources, especially to swing over you, sometimes Gum Jet Gatling just clears. And you also have a lot of cards in this deck that don't have counter, so you can just toss them like the Rush Luffys or the Gear 5s if you really need to. Then 4 of the best event card in the deck, Rad Beam. This shit going back to 4 is amazing. I mean, I'm a big fan of it. Ridiculously strong, obviously. So many games where I would have like 2 of them in the hand, and I was just like, I don't know how my opponent's swinging over me when I'm, again, a 6k leader, sometimes at 8k, with a 4k counter in hand with 1 card. Then we got 2 Diablo Jambe, super useful, incredibly useful. Again, searchable off Nami, so in the situations you need it, you can play Nami first and just hope you hit it or just draw it. My last game I actually won because of Diablo Jambe. I was facing like a Whitebeard player and he hit me and I took it off life and I had gear 5 on the board and I full stacked Dawn on gear 5, slammed Diablo Jambe, cooked them, obliterated them, bro. It was so nice. Incredibly useful card though. Also, the trigger is not that bad either. I've never used it, but I mean, it can come up. Then we got 2 Thunder Bagua. Shout out to Nathan again for letting me get these before the event started. 2 Dawn plus 4K ramps a Dawn if you're at 2 or less life. Sometimes if I see this in my hand, I'll take a life early, just so I can have the extra resource in hand and so I can play Thunder Bagua to get up to that extra Dawn. Just helps with curve, helps survive. 4K is obviously nice, and the trigger is good too. I think you just ramp up an active Dawn. I'm not going to complain about that. But yeah, the deck worked really well. Sometimes it can be bricky, but if you see the right things when you need to see them, this deck's like nearly unstoppable. Like, I played first game, it was my friend Jacob on a red-green law. He got unlucky and I got lucky and I bulldozed him. But it was a fun game. It was a fun game, especially near the end. It was really close. Game 2, I played against an Enel, which is horrifying, but it was nice. We were playing big bodies at the end of the game and I was able to pull it out. Then I faced Whitebeard, cooked him. Whitebeard was nothing. I was at 3 life when he was at 0 still. And then I played another Whitebeard in finals, and the same thing happened. I cooked him. I was at 3 life when he was at 0. That blocker law is insane against Whitebeard. It's free. You're always getting that shit off. There's no way their hand's going to be cleared. And that's the list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, really appreciate any likes or subscriptions that you could throw my way. Just quick shout outs to my friend Jacob for letting me borrow a Gear 5. My friend Nathan for letting me borrow 2 Laws and 2 Thunder Bagua. And my friend Tiago, Fatchboy, for posting up the deck profile before on his channel and also just being there at the event, you know, chill. And thank you to everyone at Hobbiesville as well for the experience. Great time, great place. See you guys in the next one.